All right, we're gonna stick really quick. Actually, yeah, because these two tie together, so I'm gonna ask them together. Um, from our friends at the Quack Report with THPN.
Okay.
I know they're duck
Is this
show.
gonna be about Bedard?
What do you think?
It's gonna be.
If Columbus doesn't get first overall for Connor Bedard, how upset will you be? For me,
Okay. I'm gonna
yeah,
give you the most genuine answer, as I always do.
and I think we have a very similar answer.
I really, really, really like Adam Fantilli.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Really
you
like Leo Carlson. I really
huge. Yeah.
like Matvey Michkov.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be devastated. I'm gonna be devastated. I'm sorry. Like I really like those players, and don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, they're game-changing players for sure. But this is a franchise-altering player.
Yes, Connor Bedard. Pull up his stats really quick and see what
They're
he's doing
freaking
now,
ridiculous,
because he's
man. I
doing
mean, God,
everything. He's doing everything
Jesus.
on it. Him and Svo are doing absolutely everything on a Regina Pats team that is going nowhere.
Yeah, I don't want to like give an answer like, oh, you know what, Carlson and Fantilli and Mitchell will be fine. No, like yeah, we will be fine, but like, yeah, I'm gonna be devastated if we don't get Connor Bedard because he's Connor freaking Bedard, man. I mean, this guy this season has 123 points in 48 games. You tell me how I'm supposed to feel if we don't get that.
Yeah. Wow.
59 goals in 48 games. There's your answer. Am I going to be upset? Yes, I will be a little peeved.
You want to know what's funny?
What?
He's a point under Connor McDavid right now. In the NHL, Connor McDavid has a new career high of 124 points, and we're not even done. We
Oh
still
my
we still have
god.
like everybody has around 20 games left in this season, and
Yeah.
Connor has 20 more chances to put up a point per game.
I know we've talked about it before. I will reiterate it just to remind people. He had 9 goals and 23 points in 7 World Juniors games.
It's just like Bedard too. Like McDavid and
Um,
Bedard, like your first name is Connor, you are just a
I
god
mean, like, I don't plan
in
on
the
having
hockey
kids.
realm.
I do not plan on having kids.
Mm-hmm.
If I ever were to have one, though,
If you were to ever have a
I'm naming
son,
him Connor.
yeah.
Yeah, if I were to have a son, which is never gonna happen, I don't want kids. Uh, but yeah, Connor would be the first name. Without the off chance that they play hockey.
Just the off chance they play hockey and the off chance that they just turn into one of the best the game has ever seen.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow. For me, I'm a little softer on this. I'm not going to be completely devastated. I know the future's bright with the team. Like Yarma's done a really good job with the forwards. He's done a phenomenal job with the defense.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I share the same sentiment about like the future is bright. I like our prospect pool where it stands, and
Mm-hmm.
we're probably getting a top 4 pick.
Yes,
As it stands right now, we're probably getting a top 4 pick, and any of the players that I just named are all
I
unbelievable.
had been
Add to that,
riding. I'd been riding the Fantilli train for quite some time, just off
I
of
love
the
Fantilli.
just off the disbelief that I was like, no, we're not going to win this. We're not going to get first overall. There's just
Yeah,
no.
yeah, I don't know. Like the thing is like I know it. Like I've said in the past, where I'm like, I'm under the belief we're not going to get the first overall pick. Don't get me wrong. I'm still under that belief.
Because the
I'm
only
still under
time
the
we ever
belief
did it
because
with Nash was
the
by
light's
trading
going to get
up.
pulled out from underneath us. We're used to it. It is what it is. And like
Yeah.
I said, these talents are unbelievable. Carlson will make a difference on this team.
Mm-hmm.
Fantilli would make a difference. Mitchkov in a couple of years would make a difference as well.
Mm-hmm.
And any of them are great players to add to an already good prospect pool. But I'm
And
just as
such a
blunt as
stacked class
possible.
with everybody else, too. Braden Yeager and all these other kids that
Yeah,
are just everywhere.
but I'm just being 100% honest. When the draft lottery happens, if we do not have the #1 overall pick, I will not be on Twitter for about 12 to 48 hours. I don't know how many hours it will take in between before I'm back on. I will take
Mm-hmm.
a break because I am just not going to want to have to deal with that shit.
I know you're going to text me like 10 times just crying.
No, I'm probably gonna leave you on red.
Instead of like texting me and calling me
Yeah.
in the middle of a shift, like when
I
we got
might give
Johnny
you a
Gaudreau.
thumbs up if you're lucky.
Now, if we get Connor Bedard, you're gonna pull the Johnny Gaudreau, but worse.
I'm going to FaceTime you until you eat.
You're gonna FaceTime me.
Yeah. I am going to be the most insufferable person on the planet if we get the number 1 overall pick. I can promise you that.
The tie-in question. So to answer Quack Report, for me, I'll be fine with any of the top 4 picks, but like Bedard would be absolutely phenomenal. Believe like just Bedard, Sillinger, Boone, like just KJ if you want to throw him at center at some point.
I'm completely off the train of him being a center. I mean, it's
Well,
possible.
yeah, but still, it's like
in my mind, but I get where you're coming from.
yeah, I definitely like. I think the kid line with KJ Silly and Marchenko is the way to go.
It's just like Fantilli and Carlson, I think, are first line centers.
Yes, Bedard is a.
They will not be a first line center immediately. Bedard will be a first line center immediately.
Bedard will get the Connor McDavid treatment. Yeah.
And like that's the thing. Like we went out and we signed Johnny freaking Hockey. If you get Connor Bedard's your franchise player. It's not Johnny Hockey.
I know.
It's just the God's honest truth.
Yeah, exactly. And it would be great for such a young franchise like this because you got to remember, people, this team hasn't even been around for 25 years yet.
Here's the other thing too, and we've talked about this, is since they signed Johnny Hockey, despite being the last team in the National Hockey League, attendance is up.
Yeah, there's
fantastic
eight sellouts this year, guys.
8 sellouts. I want to say they're hovering around between 89 and 90% average attendance per game, which is really good for us.
It's great.
Like, and a lot of that is because people got it's the most amount of season ticket packages we've ever sold before a season because of Johnny Hockey. And my thing is, after this disappointing season, I don't want the fans to go away. Like the newer fans or people.
Right.
If you get Connor Bedard, they won't.
No.
Fantilli and Carlson are great, but they're not instantly keeping people around. Bedard does.
Yes, exactly. The follow-up question. This is from at Nufcomo on Twitter. I'm sorry if I butcher that, because his thing is why did Sergey have to leave? That's his like name. It's like, oh, now I miss Sergey. Because we bonded over Sergey. That was our big player. Like he was my guy.
To answer your question, why did Sergey have to leave? Because he got $10 million.
Because money.
And he was never going to get it from here.
That actually wasn't his question. His question is, do you think we will be a playoff team next year? No. I don't see it.
I don't. And I think
that's fine.
That's a twofold question. Yeah. I don't think we're a playoff team next year.
No.
That's fine. I don't think people should have those expectations, even if you get Connor Bedard. I don't like. Could they be a playoff team?
They could.
Maybe.
But they could also.
The same way a lot of teams could be a playoff team and on any given year.
Yeah. And they could absolutely. They could have a better. They're going to have a better season. They should.
For example, here, okay, who did we just have on the podcast?
Alex.
The Devils were picking 2nd overall last year.
Yeah.
The 3rd in the league.
Yeah.
Should the Blue Jackets turn it around quick? Yeah. Should we expect it? No, we shouldn't, because it's a very young team, and I think that's an unrealistic expectation.
Yes.
That's not to say it's impossible, but I'm saying here's how I view this. A couple years ago, we thought we were going to be kind of around where we are right now.
Yeah.
They ended up finishing with 81 points. We expected them to finish similar this year, and it's been a disaster.
Yes.
Last year, they overachieved. This year, they way underachieved, and they're terrible. Next year, I think they're going to be right where they should be.
Yes.
It's not going to be an underachievement. It's not going to be an overachievement. They're going to be right where they should be, and that's between 76 and 79 points.
Now, here's my realistic expectation. Here's what I want to see, and here's what I think we'll see as well. Right? No playoffs.
Yeah.
But I think that because you'll have, Johnny's coming into his second year on his contract. Hopefully Patrick Laine stays healthy. You'll have David Jiricek for a lot longer. You'll have a healthy Zach. You'll have
a lot of this. It's just health dependent.
Yeah, a lot of it is health dependent, and you'll have a lot of your guys back next year.
Chances are and like another point that I'll make is like goaltending.
Yeah, you'll have you'll have a switch around with goalies. We'll see how that shakes off.
That kid, but like frankly, the reason the Blue Jackets should be better next year is because, hey, it's really hard to be worse than what they've been this year. But
yeah,
they're probably going to keep Elvis. He's probably going to be one of their two goalies next year. The chances he has an 879 again, that's low.
That's extremely low. That shouldn't happen. So what I want to see and what I think we'll see is we'll see a lot more improvement, and it wouldn't surprise me if we're at least challenging like the Sabres are. If the Sabres and Wings have been taking steps.
I disagree because the Sabres have legit playoff shot.
Well, they do.
The Sabres aren't really challenging right now. The Sabres are honestly.
Right, but what I'm saying is we're in that kind of a mix with the Wings and with the Sabres. That's where I see us next year.
I don't see it that way, to be honest with you. I'm not saying it's impossible.
If we finish somewhere between 15 to 20, yeah,
that'd be great. I see it being similar to kind of what we saw from the team last season, except this team next season will obviously be better than the team from 2 years before that. At that point,
right?
They're just going to finish about where they should. But a lot of this question is dependent on health, maybe moves you make. You never know. But C, and most important in my opinion, coaching.
Yes, the coaching change has to work.
We have no idea who the coach is going to be.
The coaching change, since it should happen, it has to work.
It should happen. Will it? It should, but maybe it doesn't.
Maybe it doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. Give me 2 seconds just to see the thing here. Okay, actually, yeah. I'm gonna get this.
4-0. Oh my god, Liam Foudy scored.
Liam Foudy scored? Oh my god, he is a goal suck. Wow. We have Lane Peterson and Liam Foudy goals. Liam's got a 2-point night going.
The one time I don't want to win in Pittsburgh is the time that they're going to fucking do it.
And the one time that Liam Foudy's going to do his thing. It's really funny. That's actually very funny.